Final thing. Splice this in anywhere. Dunkirk is the greatest movie ever made. Go see it. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming this week. He's so good. Keaton's so good.
Oh, I get to talk to you about Spider-Man Homecoming. That's lovely. I like that film.
I like that film a lot. Tom Holland is he's a
Tom
delight.
Holland is a good Spider-Man.
He's the best Spider-Man. He's fantastic.
I did agree with that, didn't I? Yes.
You did.
I don't think it's the best Spider-Man film.
Do you think the original one is still the best one?
I think the Spider-Man 2 is the best one.
Oh, really?
You think Spider-Man 1 is better than Spider-Man 2?
I think Spider-Man 1's better than Spider-Man 2, definitely. Ooh. Although I will admit that I've seen Spider-Man 2 the least of the original three.
I definitely think Spider-Man 2 is better than 1. It's just... But Spider-Man 1 and 2, they have that classic superhero feel to them. You know, like a bit like Batman and Batman Returns and Superman 1 and 2, done by that guy whose name I don't remember. Richard Donner. That's it. I saved myself, huzzah. It's just got a very classic superhero feel to it. Like, it's not... Maybe it's not ideal, but it's like it has heart. It feels good. So, Spider-Man Homecoming, I really like it, but I really feel like it's slapstick heavy, and a lot of that didn't work for me.
I don't know, I quite like the slapstick stuff. At points, it felt very tonally spot on for a Spider-Man movie. Like, yes. the other Spider-Man films didn't, even if they're good or not, they didn't get the tone of Spider-Man right ever, really.
Spider-Man himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just the whole feel of just the whole feel of the whole thing. Whereas this tonally felt much more like, this is Spider-Man now. Now we're getting Spider-Man. It
did help. It was a good setup of the environment. Like, the high school was better done in this than in...
Yeah, no, like, at points, it's very much a teen movie rather than a superhero movie. And it does do a great job of balancing that. And this is one thing I don't think the other ones ever did, is it shows you the conflict between his social life and his superhero life. Like, there's a lot of times where it's like, I could be with the girl of my dreams now, but fucking shit's going down, so I've got to go be Spider-Man, I guess.
They try that with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, but it's like, it's a little bit more like they do the action first, and then afterwards you're winding down from the action, and you're like, oh, right, he missed that thing. That is now an emotional thing.
Yeah.
But I'll agree, it was better done in, like, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, much better done. It was definitely a Marvel film. It looked and felt like a Marvel film. It definitely had that formula. But I always think that's not a bad thing. Like, the reason they keep going back to that formula is because it's a fucking good formula.
With Marvel films, it's always, to me at least, at the very least, it's an entertaining film. It won't be the best film ever, but it's at least entertaining. Some of them are really rock fucking solid. Like, look at any of the Captain Americas. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, there's
but Spider-Man Homecoming, it felt more like an Ant-Man to me than an Iron Man, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah, I sort of know what you mean. We discussed this a little bit on Twitter, but Ned, the side that is his comedy sidekick,
Ned Lee, yes.
He really outstayed his welcome for me.
This is really weird because Ned Lee, in the comics, he's Ned Leeds, and he's like one of the stand-ins for the Hobgoblin, and he created this entire angst arc about Spider-Man not knowing his identity as the villain, and he wasn't the villain, and it was a huge thing, and he had a fight with Wolverine over it.
Really?
Spider-Man Wolverine, it was like one of the first crossover comics they had.
Yeah.
It's a standalone issue, like several pages long, like 60 or something, and they fight, and Spider-Man was going through a depression over Ned Leeds' death, and that's basically why they fought.
Yeah, he was a reporter at the Bugle or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a very good issue. Just read Spider-Man /Wolverine. It's really good. Wolverine is in his brown outfit, and that's so it's like a good era. Everything was better when I was younger, damn it. So Ned Lee in the movie is like Spider-Man's BFF, and he seems to be like Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales has a best friend called Ganke, and he's an Asian kid who's fat and his best friend and lives together with him in his dorm. And Ned Lee is a Polynesian kid who's fat and...
I wonder if he was like Samoan or whatever,
He was somewhere Pacific Islands, I think.
Yeah.
Not quite sure.
Because I was saying to my girlfriend, I was like, he was of indeterminate race. Like, I could not figure it out. I knew he was from
He's the cousin of the Rock, something like
that. Yeah, definitely.
So, Ned Lee was alright, but then he overstayed his welcome. I only really liked him again when he was suddenly the guy in the chair.
See, even that great. Like, for the first 10 minutes or so, I was like, I like the, this kid's fucking slapstick stylings. The bit where he drops the Death Star and all that is cool, but he's in it way too much. He gets a lot of screen time for...
He gets more screen time than Aunt May.
She's hardly in it. I was really excited to see Marissa Tomei as Aunt May as well. I mean, I wasn't sure if I was ready for sexy Aunt May. Because, I mean, Sally Field was bad enough. But Marissa Tomei, oh my god. But she's in, 4 scenes or something. That was a letdown.
50 odd.
Yeah, 50-ish. And he doesn't call her Aunt May, he just calls her May.
Well, I have no opinions on that.
That
but
grated on
if
me.
if you look at it in real life, okay, it's a work of fiction. Okay, look at the comics. Spider-Man started when he was 16, and in the comics, Aunt May was already so old, she was like a withered old husk.
Yes.
And that's not quote-unquote realistic.
No.
Because I don't even know this. Who's related to Aunt May and Uncle Ben? Is it his mum or is it his dad?
No, it must be Ben, because he's Ben Parker.
Is it Ben Parker? Okay.
So Ben and his dad must be brothers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Uncle Ben must have been about the same age if we assume that Aunt May isn't like 30 years older.
Yeah.
How much age difference was there between Ben and Richard?
Is it ever established? It must be like a couple of years. I don't think it's ever. I think it's just given as like, they're of comparable age, isn't it?
It must have been. So how weird is it then that 16-year-old Peter Parker would have an aunt of that age?
A fucking octogenarian aunt or whatever.
I do, but most of them are dying nowadays. Yeah. I do apologise. So the fact that his aunt is 50-ish and he is 16, it doesn't bother me a bit.
No, that tallies. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying it was I'm just saying I didn't know if I was ready for sexy Aunt May. I didn't want to be attracted to Aunt May, so, Because Marissa Tomei is fucking hot. She
is, still.
Still, absolutely.
Michelle Pfeiffer is still fucking hot as well.
I haven't seen her in years, I didn't know that now.
Just Google Michelle Pfeiffer 2017.
I mean, not right now. But I will. That sounded worse. That sounded worse than I wanted it to, but there you go.
After we're done recording, then you get a couple of tissues, you mean?
Yeah, well,
So, right.
It's all the money,
The Vulture is really good in this.
The Vulture is really good in this. He is. I was sort of disappointed they didn't do the arc where he's trying to de-age himself, but it was fucking cool. Michael Keaton was brilliant, as he always is, and the suit and everything was really fucking cool. It was a really neat take on the Vulture. I liked that they threw all the way back to Avengers as well. That was nice.
I think it gave him a good reason for being. It's like he wasn't just a guy who made a thing and then became evil. He's just literally trying to make a buck for himself. And
he almost was sort of justified villain, like
screwed over, and then like, okay, fine, I'll just make my own money then. So that was pretty good. I
really liked the Shocker as well. That was such a subtle. I thought that was so well done. I shock people. I'm the Shocker. That was brilliant. I thought that was excellent, and I didn't even realise until he said that the guy always wears like the padded yellow fucking jacket. I was like, oh god, he is the Shocker.
And then the black guy becomes the Shocker.
Yeah, I guess you're the Shocker now. Yeah.
He wears the yellow thing.
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought that was brilliantly
And
done.
apparently, according to the credits, and I didn't spot this the first time, the first guy who says he's the Shocker, he's one of the quote-unquote the enforcers. You know, the old school Spider-Man villains that were like, one guy did kung fu, one guy was big, and one guy had a lasso.
No.
Well, there you go. One of them was the Shocker in one of the cartoons.
Okay.
So he got shot and killed in this film, and then the actual Shocker is the Shocker because he's called Schultz. So the black dude is called
Dwight Schultz.
Schultz.
Murdoch from the A-Team. What? Oh, man.
So yeah, I really like the Vulture in this. It's the only thing I have issues with again. And my issues are not that big with him. Is that they do this secret identity thing again.
I liked it, though. I thought they did it really well.
It was done very well, but the fact they did it,
I really didn't see that twist coming.
I didn't see it coming either because I quite literally said out loud in the cinema, "Oh fuck!" And my brother turns to me like, "What?" I'm like, "No, what?
Oh,
that?"
Yeah, man. They did it brilliantly. They did it brilliantly. No, Keaton was great. I'll tell you one thing that I did like about this, and I think this has got it going for it more than any other Spider-Man movie, is it felt like New York. It felt like he was a kid in a fucking district of Queens in New York, whereas the other Spider-Man movies, it felt like that could just be any city. This actually...
It felt like the city, and this felt like New York.
Yeah, it really did. I don't know if you got that as well, but I really... Like, you know, he goes down to the fucking local deli place and he knows the...
Well, that was the thing that put it on the map for me. I'm like, yeah okay.
I thought they did it brilliantly. And, like, it was so like, fucking... Every other character was not white. Like, it was so diverse. And it was like, well, yeah, I never really noticed before, but the other Spider-Man movies, very white, considering it's meant to be, like, modern-day New York.
Spider-Man's the only white guy, basically.
More or less, him and the Vulture, yeah. Like, everybody else is fucking some ethnic diversity. And it's like, well, yeah, it would be. That is the way fucking big cities are. Like,
it is.
It's so rare that you see that in any film.
I liked it, though. I really didn't care.
No, I'm not saying I didn't care. I think they did it really well. And it wasn't like beating you over the head with it. It was just a thing that they did.
I know. I can imagine some people have issue with it, but those people are idiots.
Oh, you know for a fact that there was a ton of people go like, oh, why was Flash fucking Asian? Like...
I kind of like that Flash wasn't just a dumb football player.
No, Flash was fucking awesome in that movie.
I don't know. He didn't feel like... He wasn't set up enough, I think. It's like he needed more, in my opinion.
I don't know, I liked him. I liked Flash in that film. I thought he was cool. Penis Parker, man.
Penis Parker is funny one time, but he does it the entire fucking time.
The entire film. I like that though. I like that he's like because even though he's on the fucking the athletics team or whatever it is, he's still a dumb jock. Like, he's got one joke. He just keeps going back to it over and over again. He's still a fucking dummy at heart. Like, I like that.
He's fucking clever as all fuck, and he never gets one answer right on the fucking.
That is true.
Mathletics.
Yeah, like is it mathletics? Whatever it is.
It's some kind of a super.
It's
quiz.
not fucking mathletics because they don't even do math. But whatever. Yeah, no, I like. Oh, you said about the slapstick stuff not doing it for you, but I thought the humour in it was a lot of times really quite sort of subtle and random. Like, the little weird in-house news thing that the school had with like the two really awkward teens, like that was fucking hilarious. Like they would do these.
One of them is called Betty Brandt.
I've heard that name.
That's the assistant to J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, okay. Why does this movie do so many weird things with supporting characters and making them be established characters from elsewhere in the Spider-Man continuity?
They do that with everything in every film.
So weird. But yeah, no, I thought those two were like fucking hilarious, like the weird, awkward kids. And the bit where Hannibal Buress's character, like the coach, is showing them the Captain America fitness VHS, and he fucking like, my friend here, your coach, and he points the wrong way, like he stood on the wrong side of the screen. Fucking amazing.
And then he comes back like, so you've got detention. That's so classic.
Like me and my buddy in this, like laughing obnoxiously loud in the cinema. Like we were fucking killing ourselves laughing at the Captain America stuff. It was great.
And then the end credits scene.
He wasn't so fond of that, my mate. He just shouted, he literally shouted, fuck you, Cap.
I had mixed emotions. I was like, fuck you, this is hilarious, you're making me laugh. Stop making me laugh.
I liked it a lot. I've lowered my expectations for what the end credit stuff is going to be ever since Howard the Duck. So
it's different every movie.
Yeah.
It's like the one time they'll show you something noteworthy, the other time it's a gag, but it's always worth sitting in the credits.
I do feel like now they're hitting a point where mid-credit is where you get your big reveal, and then post-credits is gag. Like, it feels like that's the established route now. Like, if you stay for the mid-credits bit, that's where you're going to get your big, oh, here's Thanos, and then post-credits is, we're eating shawarma.
Okay, with The Winter Soldier, mid-credits is Bucky going to the museum, end credits is Wanda and Quicksilver, isn't it?
I don't remember. I will be honest, I was hammered when I saw The Winter Soldier.
Oh.
It's excellent. I remember really enjoying it, but I don't remember the finer points because I was fucked. I smuggled a ton of beer into the cinema with me. I was fucking trashed.
So Spider-Man: Homecoming, it's good, but I don't think it's the best.
I think it's either the best or the second best. Like, I'll have to rewatch the first one and possibly Spider-Man 2.
But I mean, just in general, like in Marvel films. In
the Marvel canon, you mean? It's not the best by any stretch. I don't think it's quite on a par with the Avengers or Guardians.
Oh, definitely not.
I think it stands alongside, say, the Iron Man sequel. Not 3, because 3 can fuck off, but I think
so too. Oh, whoa, hang on, what?
Iron Man. What, you like Iron Man 3?
Oh, I like Iron Man 3 more than 2. And
Whoa!
we both think that 2 is okay.
Whoa! What? This is insane.
Oh, is this a next time or is this a now time?
I'm going to go piss and then we're going to have this out right now.
I'm going to take a piss as well. Be right back. Right, I suppose we're done talking about Spider-Man.
I suppose.
Because you want to come at
me. No, you want to come at me. You're going to try and justify the worst Marvel film. I want you to fucking succeed.
The worst Marvel film.
Iron Man 3 is the worst Marvel film by a mile. And
you're starting off on a very strong position there.
I mean, what's worse? What do you think the worst Marvel film is?
Thor: The Dark World is a lot more boring to begin with.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, good. You keep that. Oh, God. I'm actually quite forgiving on Marvel films.
As I say, like they have the formula. They stick to that formula, and it's grand. Like, I know what the most underrated Marvel film is. Doctor Strange.
I actually quite think that is quite bland.
I fucking loved it, and I think it gets written off as bland because it is just here's another Marvel film. Like it's just hitting that formula, hitting all the same notes. But I just think it's great. Like, if you'd seen that film stand alone without seeing the other ones, you'd fucking love it. But it's because you've seen the other Marvel films, you just go, it's just a Marvel film.
Probably. Hulk is worse.
Is that a Marvel film, though?
Hulk. I mean... Yeah, The Incredible Hulk.
I mean, Marvel Studios.
Yes, The Incredible
Hulk. Is that Marvel Studios?
Not Hulk starring Banner. Yeah. Hulk starring Edward...
I mean, what I'm going to say to you is you're wrong anyway, because I really like The Incredible Hulk.
I think it's okay, but I don't think it's... Although...
It's fucking better than Iron Man 3, I'll tell you that.
Iron Man 3 has a lot more to do than Iron Man 2 to begin with.
Iron Man 3, I saw it in the cinema 2 days in a row.
Why did you see it in the cinema 2 days in a row if you hate it?
I was fucking hammered and I thought it was good. I was absolutely destroyed both times. And I thought it was good. And the only reason I thought it was good is because of Ben Kingsley's hilarious bit.
Tony Stark has an actual arc in Iron Man 3 as opposed to Iron Man 2.
Yeah, admittedly.
Tony Stark is dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder.
No, that bit's good. I'll give you that. That's fine.
The events of the Avengers. A huge issue for me is the Mandarin.
Yeah,
I don't mind. What's his face? What's his name?
So Ben Kingsley.
No, not him. The other bloke.
Oh, fucking Killian.
Yeah.
The guy from Extremis.
Yeah, that's him.
Aldrich Killian.
Aldrich Killian. He's the bad guy, but he's being played by somebody.
Someone or other, yeah.
Guy Pearce. Is
it Guy Pearce? I don't remember that.
It's Guy Pearce. And this time he's not in old man makeup. So Guy Pearce as Aldrich Killian, as a bad guy on himself. I don't mind him. He's pretty good.
He's good. He's no Jack Hammer.
He's definitely. That's not his name. His name is not Jack Hammer.
Jack Hammer is a better name though.
It is definitely the better name. Justin Hammer.
Justin Hammer. Why was he called Jack Hammer?
Why isn't he called Jack Hammer? That would be fantastic for Iron Man.
Come on, Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, what the fuck do you know about comic book writing? So Aldrich Killian,
he probably
by
didn't write
Guy
that.
Pearce, is a pretty good villain when you look at him in the film. And he's covered in dragon tattoos as well, and when he shouts, "I'm the Mandarin," it kind of works because he's trying to call himself the Mandarin. The biggest thing that bothers me about it is because you get Sir fucking Ben Kingsley, and he's portraying this really menacing figure, and I really dug that.
Now, I'm really conflicted about this as well, because the only fond memory I hold of Iron Man 3, really, to this point, is the hilarious reveal of, he's not the Mandarin, he's a drunk actor, which is, it's fucking side-splittingly hilarious.
Oh, that's really like the opposite I have for that.
But I do feel so shortchanged by it, because the Mandarin is like a modern day
Fu Manchu
cyber terrorist, played by Ben Kingsley. That if they had just played that straight and done that as a film, oh man, it could have been so good.
I would have loved it.
I do feel shortchanged by it, because all those little videos that you get with Ben Kingsley doing the bits to camera, and it's all intercut with footage of fucking terrorism and stuff. Oh, they're so good. They're so well done.
It is.
And it does. It's a shame. It's a shame that they burned it for a goof.
I'm not quite sure they meant it as a goof. It was like an inverse Ra's al Ghul from Batman Begins, like that, but in.
Oh yeah.
Like that, but inverted. But I really like the way they set him up, and I really hope they had gone through with it. But the way I see it, somebody once said this metaphor to me. It's like I was promised chocolate cake, but I got strawberry instead. It's the best strawberry cake I've ever gotten.
Yeah, okay, that is a good analogy.
But I was expecting chocolate cake.
That's a good analogy. I like that a lot.
I really like Aldrich Killian as the Mandarin / bad guy of the film. It's just not what I was hoping I would get.
As a weird tangent, putting the R in TLDR. Have you read Extremis?
I have not, actually.
Neither have I, right? And I need to, because I once, after having seen the film, I flicked through very briefly in Waterstones the sort of collection, the annual version of Extremis. And in the first scene, panel 1, Aldrich Killian shoots himself in the fucking head.
I know.
And I saw that, and I was like, I need to read this and see how he becomes the villain. How does he come back from that?
He doesn't.
He just dies?
That's his entire character. He invents extremists and he doesn't.
They made him the... Okay, fair enough, you've saved me the trouble.
It's still a very good run, apparently. It's one of the more acclaimed Iron Man runs, but that's...
Not a big Iron Man fan, really, if I'm honest.
I actually quite have a lot of Iron Man runs in my life. It's actually, most of the time, a lot of fun.
I really liked the Civil War stuff.
I hope that silence was audible. I liked him after Civil War, when.
No, I don't mean during necessarily.
Oh, right.
The stuff around it, especially post, where you get kind of his justification for.
Post is a lot better because when he tries to, he takes away his identity from the world and he takes all the superhero identities into his own mind, and he becomes like a half amnesiac. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I liked all that. I liked all the stuff around the death of Cap and his sort of coming to terms with. There's a really great panel where he's like, it wasn't worth it, and he's crying over the shield and stuff, and he's saying how it wasn't worth it.
That's good stuff. That's good character work.
That's all great stuff.
That works better than Civil War the comic book.
Yes, it does, definitely. Although Civil War the comic features a lot of hilarious Hercules, so.
But Hercules is fantastic. Anyway,
Hercules is amazing. Yeah, go on. that really was a tangent.
Iron Man 3 is great for just the character of Tony Stark himself. He works better in that film than he does in Well, aside from Iron Man 1, that's the best he is.
Right. Yeah, Tony Stark
Until
is
Civil War.
better in Iron Man 3. But who actually saves the day? Who, in the climactic fight, wears the armour and kicks ass? Basically everybody but Tony Stark. Fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's there wearing Iron Man armour.
She looks fucking hot.
The president is there wearing Iron Man armour, betting people up. What the hell's that all about?
Oh, by the way, that's the movie that put Don Cheadle, into my opinion, like, okay, now I understand why Don Cheadle is here. Because in Iron Man 2, I was like, what the fuck are you here, Don Cheadle? You're not Terrence Howard. You're not as entertaining. You're not as funny. You're not as engaging. And in Iron Man 3, Don Cheadle is like, I'm a secret badass. You go that way. I've got a pistol. Pew, 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 pew.
Literally don't remember him in it. Again, I was very drunk when I saw it.
The scene in the harbour, he basically carries the action until Iron Man gets his arms in.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I'll have to watch it again, I suppose. I'm not going to.
But I liked, as well, if you think of, like, we spoke about the Avengers, like, take away your armour, take away your thing, what are you? And then this movie gives us Tony basically without his armour most of the time.
Is Iron Man 3 the one with the fucking... He crashes through the barn and there's the kid who helps him rebuild the suit and stuff?
Yes.
Allegedly that's Peter...
No. Yes. Okay, hang on. Mixing up a little wires here. Okay, so his suit crashes, he gets a kid to help him, but he drives off in a car at the end. So the kid helps him with
that's
things.
Right. Yes.
But what you're thinking of with Peter Parker, which was what you're going to say, is the scene of Iron Man 2, where this little kid wearing an Iron Man mask that he bought in the toy store.
Right.
That one of the hammer drones was going to fire a missile at him. Yeah. Then Iron Man lands next to him and says, like, cool costume, kid. That's Peter Parker.
Right. Oh, okay.
So,
Is that actually Peter Parker? As canon now.
Kevin Feige, is that his name? Feige?
That's his name. Feige, yeah.
Says it is. Tom Holland says it is. And Robert Downey Jr. said, yeah, sure, why not? So,
you think that would have come up in the films?
You think that would come up in the films?
You think they'd mention it?
Tony Stark doesn't die in the next couple of films. I hope they mention it in the next Spider-Man.
He really should.
Apparently, Spider-Man is the first film to come out after the last Avengers film.
Is that Infinity War?
Yeah, that's Infinity War Part 2 or something like that.
But I don't know. Iron Man 3 is rubbish. It just is rubbish. Like,
fuck you, man. I like it.
No, I mean you're allowed to.
I won't go to bat for it as much as I would for Batman Returns.
And rightfully so, because Batman Returns at least is entertaining. Like,
merit.
What has merit?
Yeah, that's what you meant, or not?
I was going to say has merit, and I changed my mind at the last second.
It's guy love. That's all it is.
Yeah, no. What's wrong with the Incredible Hulk then?
The Incredible Hulk is just dull. Very dull.
I like it. Tim Roth as the Abomination is really cool.
Tim Roth is cool, but
no, like his whole character in that film is brilliant. His justification for being, his actions, it's all fantastic. It's all great.
Tim Roth is cool, like I said.
No, Tim Roth is cool, yeah.
Yeah, and then he becomes the Abomination. Then it's like boring.
I don't know.
When he started doing kickflips against the Hulk, I'm like, okay, at the very least, I can now understand an upcoming Captain America film.
What, kickflips? Like on a skateboard?
No, against the Hulk. Like, yeah, he was doing skateboarding.
He was doing 6 skateboard moves.
Yeah, against the Hulk. I definitely meant to say something else, but he had a skateboard in the film. When he was doing, like, martial arts moves, and they were doing, like, this wire work, I'm like, okay, I can now understand why there's an upcoming Captain America film.
Yeah.
So that set the precedent, and I'm at least very happy about that. But the rest is just okay. It's just a lot of okay. And the Hulk didn't seem all that Hulkish.
I suppose.
And then he didn't even leap as far as he did in Angry Hulk. And then
he doesn't even jump far, man. What the fuck's the point of this movie?
But that's like the Hulk's thing.
I know, he does big jump.
And it just kind of just jumps through the city. I'm like, okay.
90% of the animated show was the Hulk doing jumps.
William Hurt was okay. I like him better than the guy whose name I don't remember. Well, what's the name of the guy who played General Ross in the Hulk? Is that his name?
No, I'm sorry about that. I got attacked by a cat. I can't remember who played Thunderbolt Ross. I can't remember.
Are you actually bleeding?
Yeah, I am, yeah. Okay, he's going back out. I gave him enough rope to hang himself. He's going back out. Don't know if any of that's staying in.
Probably not. Sam Elliott.
Oh! Is he Thunderbolt? I don't remember him being General Ross.
See, I like General Ross, but I really don't like his current Red Hulk state in the comics. It's stupid.
Fucking
what
shit.
I like about him is that he's a human opponent of the Incredible Hulk, and he's his wife's father that wants to see him destroyed. That's a great dynamic, and then you turn him into another Hulk. It's stupid.
Am I remembering this wrong, or in our last pod were you defending Jeph Loeb for whatever reason?
Oh, hang on. Don't come at me with this.
I'm not coming at you. No, I'm not. I was simply going to say, if I'm remembering that right, it's a nice contrast of going like last time you were saying, oh, Jeph Loeb's quite good at points, and then this time you go, Red Hulk's fucking shit, mate.
Jeph Loeb is quite good, but when he wrote the comic book The Hulk, starring his personal pet, the Red Hulk, which is a dumb fucking invention, it was straight off the bat of his Superman Batman series, which was just as fucking atrocious. And no, I don't like those, either of those. They're both bad, very bad. Bad comic books, go back to your shelves, something like that.
Agreed.
No, I do not like those works by Jeph Loeb. Spider-Man Blue is good.
I wasn't gonna start hammering you with that, but you said you like Jeph Loeb. I wasn't gonna fucking spring that on you. I was just saying it's good that we get both sides of the coin there. TLDR is nothing if not fucking impartial.
Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Grey, Daredevil Yellow. There's 3 books by Jeph Loeb in the Marvel comic book world that are quite good, and they're all thematically linked because of the colours and the printings. But fucking the Red Hulk, oh my god, it can go suck all the cocks. Context is that cock sucking is bad.
I didn't like the bit where he beat Thor up in space.
That was dumb, but at least that reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I actually sort of liked the idea of you can move Mjolnir around if it's zero gravity. That's
at least something he thought of.
Yes, it was a neat idea. But
then you look at the fact that before the series started, he shot the original Abomination to death with some kind of a gun, and then he had Rick Jones turn into another Abomination called the A-Bomb, who was basically talking like the original Hulk, going like, A-Bomb, not like Red Hulk. It's like, why? Fuck you. Yeah. Seriously, fuck all of you.
Yeah, it was dumb.
And then he fights the Hulk, and then he beats the Hulk, and then the Hulk beats him by getting him angry, because when he gets angry, he overheats himself. And that's it. And then we don't...
Was that how it ends? I never actually read the end of it.
That's the first 6 issues. And you're like, do we find out who he is now? No, we get another 6 issues of Hulk and Red Hulk going back and forth. And then Red Hulk gets a team called The Offenders, starring Terrax and...
Sorry, The Offenders?
Yes.
As in the opposite of the Defenders?
Oh, very good.
That is fucking criminal.
It is. It's a crime against God.
That is fucking terrible.
And it's Tiger Shark, Terrax, the Red Hulk, and I don't even remember who was the evil Doctor Strange.
For a split second, when you said Tiger Shark, I imagined Armless Tiger Man. If only the Armless Tiger Man fought the Hulk.
Armless Tiger Man was an issue of the Incredible Hercules.
Is he?
He is.
What does he do?
Hercules has to fight his uncle Pluto, because they call him Pluto in the Marvel Comics, and he's being judged by a jury of the most evil people in Hades. Hercules.
One of them's Armless Tiger Man.
One of them is Armless Tiger Man.
That is fucking beautiful. Oh my god. I love Hercules so much.
The Incredible Hercules is a fantastic comic book series, and if any of you listening out there are unsure about anything, just read any of the Incredible Hercules runs.
Yeah,
Preferably one of the ones where he has Amadeus Cho with him, because they're like a great buddy comedy.
If you're not certain about like comic books being for you, fucking read Hercules.
I mean, there's a series where he has no powers, but it's not as good. It tries, but it's not as good. But the ones with Amadeus Cho, the blissful comedy perfection. Anyway, we're getting close to 2 hours of recording, and we mentioned Batman Returns and one of your buddies making a scathing YouTube video about us. What's his name? Tim?
No, his real name is Nathan, but his YouTube name is the Timmy Bimmy Superfan.
It's great because that's what I found him on YouTube. I'm like, well, that's not your name. So it's Nathan, but it's not Nathan Danger.
It's not the Danger, no.
And it's the guy he called is not the Danger either.
No, that's
so you know
Nathan.
3 Nathans.
No, I don't know the guy called. I have no idea who that is.
So you know 2 Nathans.
I know 2 Nathans.
Okay, good. But that we already discussed like the feedback you got from our thing. I got a remark on the channel about Joseph Gordon-Levitt from Jeroen of Hem. You know Jeroen of Hem?
Oh, yes. Sorry, yes.
So we were talking about The Dark Knight Rises and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, right? Yes, we were talking about.
Oh, we were. Oh, sorry, we were. I thought you meant you and Jeroen were. Yes, we were indeed. Yes, and we were saying
he asked me pointless. About what we preferred: G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra or The Dark Knight Rises, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Haven't seen it.
I was hoping you had, but
no,
apparently not. I did my homework and I watched G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra today.
Had you given me the heads up, I could have done my homework and watched G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra. Is the Rise of Cobra the one with the rocking?
No, that's the sequel. The first one is with Channing Tatum.
Oh, yes, I do remember.
Well, then, next time?
Yes, I could definitely... Wait, is it any good? I'm not going to commit to watching it if you're going to go, yeah, it's shit, mate. If you're going to tell me it's not even as good as The Dark Knight Rises, then fucking... There's no way I'm going to watch it.
It has its moments. It has some very good...
Is it better than The Dark Knight Rises?
It's better than Transformers.
Is it better than The Dark Knight Rises?
I would watch this film again.
Okay, right. Okay, that's enough.
And, oh shit. We didn't mention Breaking Bad.
Were we supposed to?
Yeah, because last time you said next time on TLDR.
Okay, alright. I've got time. I've got no time limit. That'd be good. That would.
Okay, but definitely next time
that appeals.
We're going to be talking about Breaking Bad.
Okay, we can
because
do that.
You didn't like that show. Well, I can't believe you didn't like that show.
I've got a lot of mixed feelings about that show.
So that's a good night from you.
That's a good night from me.
Ha ha! Oh, that never gets old. I hope we can just shamelessly keep ripping that one off.
Yep, me too.
See you next time, Steven.
I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, listener.
Bye, listeners. I love you very much.